Today is just one of those days. Oh my gosh. Okay, so where do we begin with the hot mess of this evening? So first, why I was broadcasting, or I was setting up to broadcast, and I use my iPad, and this is like my remote control, right? This controls everything that's going on. Anyways, this one right here, the woman you're looking at right now, forgot to charge it. Yeah. Okay, so we do all that. First, I didn't even know where I put my iPad. I don't know who loses an iPad, but I lost an iPad. Anyways, clearly I found it. And then, so it was completely dead, drained, no batteries, nothing. Okay, so I, find the charger, plug it in. The charger cord, I swear, is like so mini. It's like, I don't even know how you can charge it and use it at the same time. You really can't. So I have my remote kind of off to the side. Normally it is right in front of me, right underneath me. I am so smooth. I'm so used to using my remote. I forgot about the controls on my screen. Anyways, it's not your problem, right? So we're over that. We're here. We're talking about Clubhouse tonight. I want to make sure that you, as a professional, maximizes your presence on Clubhouse, because if you watched the show way back in December, when your friend here was super excited to get an invite, so early December, very early December. At that time, there were 600,000 people on Clubhouse. Sounds like a lot until you fast forward and there are over 10 million downloads of this app. So learned a lot from December to now. I learned a lot as we're heading into, is that kind of crazy? We're heading into Q2 of 2021. Crazy. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys tonight. And of course, let's make sure team live, team replay, which one are you? And in the meantime, I just want to make sure I'm broadcasting because it's just been a comedy of errors. So let's see. I'm just saying, a little nervous right now. But, oh, I saw. Okay, let's go. Am I going? Yes. Phew. I feel much better now. Okay, so even though I'm not with my normal setup, the way it's supposed to be, I kind of have to look off to the side. That's okay. I'm here for you. In the meantime, team live, team replay. Let me know in the comments below. Love to know what's going on for you. Oh, I see all the people. Yay. Martin, finally. You know why I'm doing this? One of the reasons why I'm doing this, Martin, in the comments, Martin, is because you said to me, which I was so appreciative of it. You said that you share my last Clubhouse video with a lot of people who are wondering what Clubhouse is and all that stuff, and that like inspired me. That was my first inspiration onto doing the show. I mean, it's a hot topic, but you, sir, you inspired me. So I just want you to know that. Yes. So I'm seeing all these live people live with all my errors. Yeah. Oh no, I've done that. Guilt. Yeah. Worst, I'm telling you, these little things where it's like iPad not charged. What? There's like 4 minutes left and I'm like looking, well, first there's a problem with me. 4 minutes left grabbing my iPad. I'm just so used to just going. I'm on point, right? Hey, Jason, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Julie, hello. Chad, team live. Kana, team live. Yes. I'm on and I have invites. Woohoo! Gail is hot right now. She's got invites. So guys, in the meantime, show me some love, show me some emoji love, because you know what? The algorithm loves you and me when you do that. So make sure, I don't care which emoji you're feeling today, just pick one. Just pick one. Even if you're just curious about Clubhouse, that's okay. Just pick one. And over on Facebook, come on, there's lots of emojis for you to pick. You can even laugh at me if you want. Laugh at my issues. That is okay. But like I said, timer's going on. That deserves a like, if anything else. All right, look at this. Look at this love. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Bring it, says Renee. Sarah's live. Steve, team live tonight. Steve Worthy, thank you very much. Quentin is team live. Junaid, team live. Finally catching one of my lives live. Love it. Randall and Calvin. Calvin, team live. Yes. Lanisha, team live. Martin Pratt is the best. close to the vest. But yes, Martin Pratt is the best. And love it. Ooh, 1.8 followers. That's awesome. And let's see, Shirley, Team Live, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, you guys are just showing up for me. Kiva, 5 invites available. So who needs invites? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to jump right into it. But before I do that, I want to know in the comments. Clearly, some of you are already active because you're like, I got invites. So you guys like the hotness in the comments. Build that community in the comments. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to do that. And then, Megan, Team Live, all the way from down under where it's safe. I love it. Okay. I know, I'm excited. Shirley's got 5 invites, so hit her up. Look at this community, this Just Ask Cher Live community. Let people know if you, there's several people here willing to help. So I think that is full of awesome. And so let's jump right into it with all my little, live fails. This is what it is. This is live TV, baby. Live web TV. So it's really not that serious. And that's also what I want to model for you guys. If, you have mess ups with your live, it's just live web TV. It's not that serious, right? Okay. All right. So going right into my guide. So first, one of the ways, let's talk about it, describing Clubhouse. What is it? There's so many descriptions. Let's see, the most popular description is drop-in audio. So that's what they call it. I read another description where they're saying, just imagine Zoom audio only, nobody has their cameras on. I was like, okay, that kind of works for me. But then I was like, what if a podcast, a panel discussion, an awesome panel discussion at a conference, and what would be the other one? A podcast, a panel conference, and call-in radio had a baby. They would call it Clubhouse, and they would love it and hug it and kiss it. No, seriously, that's exactly what it is. Do you guys agree? For those of you who are on Clubhouse right now, it's like the best is subjective, but an awesome panel discussion at a conference meets call-in radio meets podcasting. And if they had a baby, it would be Clubhouse. So that is how I'm going to describe it to you. So for those of you who have never used Clubhouse before, there's basically 3 kind of roles that you can take when you are in the app. First, before we even get there, the beauty is there's no content per se. Content, see how this live stream, it records, you can go back and watch it. You don't have to watch it as I'm talking, although my team livers, I love you guys, but I love y'all in team replay. The fact that this is there for the replay is awesome. So Clubhouse is kind of like me talking to you guys, but no replay available, no recording available, no getting ready, no lights, no camera, no action, just your voice, which lowers the barrier to entry. It lowers your need to create content, but you are with your voice, especially when you know what you're talking about, especially when you're there and you're able to answer questions. So back to the roles in Clubhouse. There are the moderators. These would be the primary speakers, but speakers have a second role. I'll get there in a second. So the moderators are the ones who kind of run the room. They are usually subject matter experts. They will always be identified with a little green circle beside their name, and they're usually at the top of your screen, right? So basically all you see is rows of round dots where we see people's icons. And at the end of the day, the moderators are the ones who are moving the discussion along. They're the ones who set up what they would call a room. So there's all these little private discussion rooms, kind of like a party line, right? So everyone has a different title. And then on top of that, those rooms go inside what they call houses, clubhouses, or they can just be standalone rooms. I know this sounds kind of like, what is she talking about? Trust me, the minute you get on there, you'll figure that part out. But here's what's most important, right? Without getting too technical, because I want to make sure that I'm feeding you guys strategically. So what you need to know with Clubhouse is, again, like I said, there's the moderators. Those are the main speakers. Those are kind of like, dare I say, the stars of the room, right? And that's, you own your room, you're a moderator, right? You can add people to your moderation. You can, so that there are multiple moderators in the room. And then there are speakers. These are people who are like, I want to raise my hand and enjoying the discussion, but not in an official capacity. So I either have a question or I have a contribution to the conversation. So you could have a room, I could have a room, I'm a regular moderator in a couple rooms about LinkedIn, also a couple rooms about branding, big B branding, not just personal branding, but big B branding and marketing in the Business Rebels Club, for example. So there's different areas that I'll show up as a moderator, but a lot of people will come in and share their expertise as well, or also just come there to listen and learn. So right now I'm launching a podcast soon, guys, with a co-host who's driving me crazy because he's like, it's happening now. And I'm like, okay, it's going to happen now. Anyways, I'll let you guys know about that in a couple of weeks, but it's going to be fire. And so I'm in every podcasting room I can get in just to listen and to absorb the information. So I'm in listening only mode, so to speak. So again, there are moderators, people who run the room, kind of like the star speakers, if you want to call it. Then there are speakers, volunteer speakers who raise their hand to either ask questions or contribute. And then finally, there are people just there to listen, and you're all in one big old Zoom room specifically to that topic. I know I called it Zoom. I did that on purpose just so you guys can kind of imagine just like no cameras on, Zoom room about a specific topic. And there are literally thousands going on at the same time. So that would be a great way to describe Clubhouse as far as the experience is going. The only limitation at this point is it is iOS only. So there's obviously talks for Android, but there's no date as of yet. And it's also been invite only. That's why all those people are saying, I got invites. If you need an invite, I got an invite for you. And hold on, guys, I'm thirsty. And I didn't even put my water in a cup. Anyways, Android is coming soon, yes, but they still haven't had a date. So that is Clubhouse in a nutshell. So plans for creators, thought leaders, people who are creating content, people who are moderators, people who run a club. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that a little bit lower because they've made some modifications to how you can get a club. So plans for creators, and this is breaking news, so you may or may not know this. A lot of you Clubhouse people probably know this, but maybe just in case, because it just came out, I believe, yesterday. Or 2 days ago, they officially launched their Creator Accelerator program. So what they've always, right from the get-go, recognized that Clubhouse, they want to monetize the experience. Right now it's free, everything's free. But they want to monetize, just like, YouTube is monetized, or there's opportunities to do affiliate programs, all that kind of stuff in regular social media, because this is brand new, so it's not regular, right? But they at Clubhouse have recognized that they want to make sure that the creators stay on the platform, right? So what they've done is right now they have an accelerator program. So basically, let me show you, and I'll show you the application in just a second. Basically, what that is you can, hold on, I just want to make sure it's big enough so you guys can see it properly. Yeah, basically what you can do is you can apply to this program. It is kind of a lottery, I'll be honest, if you haven't heard about it yet. And basically what they're saying is they're going to pick 20 show concepts. So you're pitching a show idea. And they are going to support you for 3 months at $5,000 a month, plus marketing support and equipment support to make this come off the ground. And they are not, and this is the most important thing, they are not necessarily just looking at the size of your following. They're looking at the quality that you can put out there. So there is an application for the Clubhouse Creator First program. And let me just move over there so you can see it. Okay, so this is the Clubhouse Creator First application. The deadline is March 31st, so keep that in mind, and they can't wait to hear from you. So basically what they want is your name, your email address, your Clubhouse username, your location, where do you create content, And so they want to know, are you creating on Clubhouse, podcast, Twitter? Do you create on TikTok? I don't. Twitch? Nope. On a blog? But here's what I noticed, and we're going to get back to this in a second. They didn't even mention LinkedIn as a place. They just called it other, right? So I find that interesting because a lot of people on LinkedIn are saying, when are they going to link out to your LinkedIn profile? So what's going on there? What, you don't like LinkedIn anymore? What's going on? Anyways, what's the size of your reach today? They want links to your social media profiles. They want links to if you have a podcast or where else you create content, if you have a club, and if you have co-hosts on your show that you are pitching for them. And they want to know about it. Plus, this is serious, guys. They want, sample audio recordings of you or your show. Please limit to 3 minutes. And a creative brief. So attaching the files. So this ain't no joke, right? And they're looking for brand what tools. So this is also great for them to determine how they can best help creators overall, whether you get the opportunity or not. They want brand partner and sponsorship matching. And I'm going to talk to you about that monetization strategy in just a second. Post-show analytics, mentorship, training, equipment, recording features, monetization and tipping, show promotion. Like, what do you need, right? They want to know what genres, right? Because they have all these are searchable areas in Clubhouse. So you see arts, business, comedy, culture, health, wellness. And so that's what you're looking at as far as the application process is concerned. So that's not to say that creators haven't already been monetizing this opportunity. So if you are a consultant, you definitely want to find your space on Clubhouse. You definitely want to be looking for opportunities, because I know people who have training programs, especially Anthony, for example. He's one of them who has a training program in DevOps and IT areas. And so he's been able to cultivate a significant following in a short period of time. And he's also helping people and bringing them into his programs for those that need it, right? And he's also been approached to have his room sponsored because he pulls a larger audience. So what you're seeing now is rooms and different people. Let's say room, just consider you're hosting a chat, let's say for an hour like this, right? And anyways, you can all of a sudden pull a sponsor, especially if you're getting good numbers. And I don't know what good is as far as the sponsor is concerned, but I think it's more about the quality of your audience. Because the good thing is that if we move on to my next point, let me see where I am. There we go. You can judge the quality of your audience based off of, you can see everybody who's in your room. So unlike a Zoom call where all you can see is their names, if you click on anybody's picture, it will open up their bio. And you need to be strategic with your bios on Clubhouse. So your bio on Clubhouse has a significant amount of room. I don't know if there is a character limit at this point, because I've seen some very long bios. You're not going to run out of space. They are different from a LinkedIn bio in the sense that they're more spaced out. They use a lot more emojis, because you may not know this, but emojis on Clubhouse are searchable. They're attached to topics. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The first 3 lines of your bio is the absolute most important real estate, because that's what's going to determine for somebody to take more, to click more. And also, from what I've read, again, everybody's speculating all kind of stuff, but from what I've read, that is the most searchable as far as when they're searching for keywords and stuff like that. That's how you're being found as well, because the platform is searchable based off of username, based off of topics, based off of titles as well. So that's why your titles, you want them in the first 3 lines. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to show you in Tap That App 2Ps. I'm going to show you this really cool site that will give you more ideas. But we'll get to that in just a second. I'm not trying to give away the whole farm yet. Got to stay tuned for that. All right. So next thing, you have one picture, kind of, right? So in addition to your bio, you have one picture. But as the network has evolved, what people have done is they have a folder on their phone with Clubhouse Pictures. So they can change their photo. So you only have one visible picture, which is just your profile picture. But a lot of people, what they're doing now, if you're just listening and you don't want to be called upon, they basically made an overlay in Canva where it says listening. So they'll switch their picture out from their regular picture to a picture that has the words listening across their face, or BRB. So if you were a speaker in a room or a moderator and you had to dip out for a second, let's say you got a phone call or something like that, you can switch your picture to BRB so everybody will know, hey, I won't ask Cher a question. So that's a strategy that's now working. And then finally, you don't have any outbound links except to a Twitter account and or an Instagram account. So why is this important? Because your live link, whether you're active on Twitter or not, or whether you're active on Instagram or not, that link in bio is really important because that's where you can tell people to connect with you. So even in your Clubhouse bio, you can say the link to my LinkedIn, you can type out your LinkedIn URL, but it's not clickable. So what you can do is you type it out anyway because some people want to see it, but you can also say a link to my LinkedIn is in my Instagram bio. So you let people know. Like I said, you have a lot of character space to work with. It's just your top 3 lines that are most important, and that's where you want to hook them and let people know what you do. Okay, so I'm going to pause, take a look, see if you guys have questions because I know I've been talking a lot. So, yeah, Chad, you asked, hey, Alex, great to see you. Tavanda from North Carolina, I love it. And Team Live, look at all you people, I love it. Okay, podcast and radio have a baby equals Clubhouse. That's what I'm talking about, Julie. All right. And I like what Alex says. I describe it as a 24/7 conference where you can speak directly with the presenters. That's a good analogy. And Gail has a club, Liberating Learning on Clubhouse. I love it. And let's see. Hello, Eric. And Jane, finally live. I know. Hi, Bonnie. Let me see. God, how much time are you on Clubhouse shares? That's my issues. It eats a lot of time. Hours pass so quickly. Do you want to know the average from what I've been reading right now as far as because I was preparing for the show? People spend on average per week 11 to 12 hours on Clubhouse, which is a lot of time when you really think about it. It's like Clubhouse didn't even exist for most of us before December. I know it existed from May of last year, April or May, I can't remember which one. Anyways, in 2020. But it really didn't get popping until like mid-December, late December, and it jumped off in January, and then it blew up in February, March, because now there are 10 million downloads and 2 million weekly users. So that's a high user base for now, and we'll see how it goes. I like that. See, looking at the upside, Bonnie, more concentration time for you. Yes, it is, because this kind of stuff, and you're crushing it on TikTok anyway. So Lucas says, here from Ohio, love your broadcast. Well, thank you, Lucas. I appreciate you. 11 to 12 hours. Heck nah, right? That's a lot of time. I make sure, and I'm going to get into strategies actually right now, Daryl, as you speak. So Clubhouse Strategies, and I think that especially considering that people are spending a significant amount of time on there listening and learning, especially, I would say, interestingly enough, those stats are pretty new stats because they've had the bulk of their user base join the app in the last 2 months. And for anybody who just joins, and I bet you all you guys right now who are on Clubhouse can say your first couple of weeks, it was trial by fire. You were in there all the time. It was addictive, and then you had to cut it down. cut it down because it was just too much. So we'll see how those stats change, but that's also how I can read into those stats. Yeah, I can't. No, I can't either, Lynn. I cannot either, Renee. Like, I just can't. Yes, Troy, that's a lot. Exactly. Everybody is, I'm scaring everybody. I know. Alex and I, we spend a time, and I'm going to actually bring that up right now. So Alex and I, we spend time in the Thought Leadership Branding Club. So that's one of the clubs that I spend time in. We share often a stage together where we're talking about LinkedIn mastery. So this is the I want you guys to start listening to this part here. This is the strategy. So LinkedIn mastery, what they've been doing. So in the in the Thought Leadership Branding Club, every single day since January 1st, and we're like, it's like, let's say they're at day 75 or day 76. They've been going every single day from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Bobby Umar is the one who owns that club or runs that club. And what he's done brilliantly, like, and I mean brilliant, is he's brought on experts to share the load, because I can't do that. I can't, even though it's just talking, I can't go on every day. Some people do it and they're rocking it, and their business model allows for it, and they're getting a lot of clients through it. And there are a lot of clients and opportunities and networking opportunities to be had, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second as well. But that consistency of showing up every day has built his club. So his club has over 7,000 members, and this is now where it gets even more interesting. 8,000 followers and members combined. And so they get notified when that club goes live. And so he has, in any given week, about 20 different people going live in that club, which brings more followers to the club, which then when we see how Clubhouse is planning to monetize that, that's a great way to think about how you might want to do that. So here's something to think about to make this make sense. Look for people who run clubs. Look for their consistent dates and times, and start to show up. If you feel that that club draws your audience, or that if they, let's say they don't have a club yet, which they probably do now, which I'll get to in a second, but that club or that creator is constantly drawing your audience. You're like, yo, I need to be in front of that audience. That's a good audience. You start showing up when they show up. You raise your hand and become a speaker, right? That's just simply just raising your hand. And then what happens is you build a rapport, and then you reach out. And then, especially if they have a club, you can pitch a show idea. You can pitch a topic, a room idea within that club where you're saying, hey, I know you go live from 4 to 6, but how about from 1 to 2? I do on Tuesdays and Fridays, I talk about DEI stuff. I talk about robotics. I talk about engineering, whatever is your thing. I talk about video, and do the club. You can do it as a room, as a one-off, or you can be a special moderator. That's another thing that you can do. So if you don't want to run your own room, you can come up as a guest speaker, as a guest moderator. A lot of people are doing that with a lot of success. So right now, I am part of officially a speaker in 2 different clubs, and then I'm invited to speak in different clubs. So today I was in the one that I'm part of, so the Business Rebels Club, but then I was also invited to speak in another club. And so there are so many options for you to start building this audience of yours. And the networking opportunities are off the chain. I want to know, you guys in the audience, have you met somebody cool, somebody that could possibly be a game changer, or who has already introduced you to opportunities or clients? Let me know in the audience. I'm curious to hear that. I love this. Nick Patel's like, I'm the best. I don't need to go to anyone else's club. That's what I'm saying, though. Run your club, Nick. Run your club. All right. And does anybody think people like Clubhouse because you don't have to wear clothes to be an influencer? Yes, that's true. I don't even have to wear, not to say I have to wear my makeup. I choose to wear makeup because I like the look. But anyways, no, none of this. My hair, I could have worked out and like just literally wash my face because it's sweaty and then be on Clubhouse and no one would be the wiser. I could be cooking my dinner, washing my dishes while on Clubhouse because half the times I'm muted, right? Until I'm ready to speak. So that's something that's really important. Another thing with a strategy as far as Clubhouse is concerned is don't waste your time by just listening and connecting in the app. That's a waste of time. You need to take those relationships to where you spend most of your time. So if you're spending a majority of your time on LinkedIn, or if you spend a majority of your time on Instagram, or perhaps even Twitter, you never know, you need to make sure that you're connecting off the app. There is no messaging on Clubhouse, so you can't direct message somebody, right? You have to connect with them. So I've noticed that since I've been on Clubhouse, my LinkedIn views have significantly gone up. Wow, how did all that time pass? Okay, guys, I gotta speed this up. Okay, collaboration power. So I talked about that. Look for opportunities where you can either collaborate in somebody's house or even pitch a show idea and collaborate with them. So this is your best strategy, connecting off the app, building those relationships so it's work, but the more you show up, the more trust you build, the more you showcase what's in here and how much you really know, and then start collaborating. And this is the last question that I'm getting a lot because about a week and a half ago, they opened up Clubhouse, the club. So before you had to apply, you had to be special, kind of like that Accelerator program. You had to apply to get a club. Now, anybody and their mama, as long as they've started at least 1 or 2 rooms by themselves or been listed as a mod, they can get their own club. So if you didn't know you could do that, all you need to do is scroll to the bottom of your bio, and where it says all the clubs that you are a member of, if you keep on moving it to the end, you'll see a plus button, and that's where you can add your own club. So here's what I'm going to say about that. The new podcast that I'm starting, I figured, well, let me at least grab the name. So yeah, I'm squatting on the name, but I don't know what I'm doing with that part of the podcast yet. Is it going to be there? I don't know. But let me grab it because, guys, the website was available. The Instagram was available. The Twitter was available. That was meant to be. So that was the name. I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks when it happens. But so do you need a club? No, you don't need a club. But we don't know what this app is going to have in the future for us. So we'll see. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into the comments and just see what you guys are saying. Jane says, wow, take those connections to the platforms where you spend most of your time. That's what I'm talking about. That's where the relationships happens. That's where the opportunities happen. I've booked a few clients, training clients, and some coaching clients because I've been in rooms, or I know that these relationships over a long period of time can be fruitful, and they start here. The other thing that I didn't mention that I really want to mention, yeah, grab the name. It was meant to be, I love it. The other thing is the people that you have met on LinkedIn. What I've noticed is that my relationships have gotten a lot deeper. So I talk to Alex all the time through Clubhouse in our rooms and stuff like that. So I just feel like I know him more. I know him. I get to see his expertise in action. I'm constantly, even on the stage, you need to talk to Alex. You should book a time with Alex because I know that he can help because he's showing me his capabilities. So what you'll find is your social relationships, whether they've come from Instagram or from LinkedIn, if they're on Clubhouse and you're in the same rooms, you'll start to build better relationships or increase your trust with them. So Gerald says, I received an invite and was told that I have already 62 followers, but I'm not on Clubhouse yet. So what that is you have 62 connections already on Clubhouse. So the way it works is someone sends you an invite, and then based off of, so Clubhouse, and they've kind of backed up from this a little bit. Basically, they go into your phone, they look at all your connections based off of phone numbers, and they can determine how many other people on Clubhouse have that person's phone number in their phone, and that's why they've said that 62 people are following you. So 62 people on Clubhouse have your number in their phone. Hope that makes sense. All right, how? I don't know if you guys noticed, but did you guys see that I added 9 extra minutes and I'm still blabbing on? Clubhouse is fire. My recommendation, as I pause there, it's stressing me out. But Clubhouse is fire. Clubhouse is where you need to at least experiment with once you have access to it. I know my Android peeps, I'm sorry that you don't have access yet, but it's coming. We can say that, right? Do I have enough charge? I hope. I'm unplugging. Let's see. It's gonna have to work, right? I need this in my life. I can't switch the other ways. Anyways, yeah, so what I'm saying to you guys is it is worth exploring, especially for professionals. Literally every subject matter is being talked about in there, and your folks are in there. So especially at the professional level, but it's not just a professional place, trust me, it's not. But anyways, do you like this information? Did this help you? Did you at least spark an idea? Let me know with an emoji, of course. Whoa, I almost dropped. Look at that. See what I did? I almost dropped this. This is one of those days. That's okay. You guys love me anyway, right? Okay, and I almost dropped it again. What? Okay. Today is just that day. All right, I'm back. And we're back. All right, so move that over here. Okay, so next up on the list, I hope you guys found that helpful, is my scroll stopper for today. And I'm really loving my scroll stopper because it is brought to you by Andy Foote. So Andy and I, this dude right here, we share a room together on Clubhouse. So this is a whole Clubhouse show theme. And he posted this, and I thought it was really cool. So 10 commonly asked questions and on Clubhouse with pithy answers. So he's British, if you couldn't already guess. So let's take a look at what they are. So first of all, he used the Clubhouse wave in this design. So immediately was people, because Clubhouse doesn't have an official app. So let's come back to me for a second. Clubhouse doesn't have an official app icon. They keep on changing it with different people on the app. So every month it changes at the black and white photo. But we do know Clubhouse from the wave, right? So, and what I love about this, one, it's super basic. So let's take a look at, Andy has a bunch of other reports about Clubhouse, and they all have the purple cover and the Clubhouse wave, and they all look similar. So all his reports on Clubhouse look like that. So I just thought that was kind of brilliant, kind of keeping it together, right? And then, of course, Andy is a reassuringly expensive LinkedIn brand enhancer, and he's now taking pre-orders for his brand new book, LinkedIn Made Simple. Pre-ordered the book today. So he is a LinkedIn expert. So he's combining Clubhouse and his expertise, which is awesome. And you too, my friends, you too can do that. You can definitely create, if there's questions, the top 10 questions people are asking you about psychology on Clubhouse or on performance, on whatever your thing is, you can then create a document and share it on LinkedIn, which you'll see that cross-pollination happening, right? So I think that's really smart. So let's take a look at his actual copy that he put up there. So been getting a lot of questions about LinkedIn on Clubhouse. Many folks have the same question. This may help. Andy, right? And then he has his hashtag, Andy does LinkedIn. And guys, this is only a 2-page document here, as you can see. So when you go to it, look how it's basic, but yet these are the questions he's being asked, and he's giving his pithy answers, right? Should I post personal stuff on LinkedIn? Yes. What kind of content works best on LinkedIn? Great content. And so but at the end of the day, these are the questions that he's getting. So he provided answers. So whether you go with the little pithy answers or whether you go deep dive, you can do that too to showcase your expertise and also blast to the world that you're on Clubhouse, right? Gina, you're not team replay unless you're gonna go back because you're team live right now. And Gerald says this is good info. Thanks for sharing. Love it. Everybody's like loving my content. And Shirley says, love this. Yes, Shirley, you can totally rock this. And especially with you and all your podcasting experience, I see you in all those podcasting rooms. You are crushing it. Like just do it. Anyways, I liked his helpful, fun caption tone, right? Like these are the questions I'm getting. I hope this helps, right? So it's really easy. And like I said, really easy to produce. That clearly, especially because he's been using this template, as far as his guide series on Clubhouse, there's that uniformity. It's easy to produce. It wasn't even that deep as far as just putting the information in there, yes, no questions, all that stuff. So guys, you don't have to overthink this to provide value at the end of the day because those are the questions. And of course, unless you have the access to newsletters on LinkedIn, documents are always going to pull better than an article, right? So documents right now are number one as far as the three. Well, word posts are still doing well, but documents are doing great. So, and they show up better for a longer period of time when you need to find them because you can press the documents button as opposed to looking through all your posts. So that was really important. So I don't know what you guys think. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, really the lesson behind that is just making sure that when there's an opportunity to repurpose your brilliance, repurpose it. Repurpose it. While you can't record your room on Clubhouse unless you let people know you're recording and you have the right software to do that, or you're screen recording, what you can do is you can use something like Otter, which is not my Tap That App feature for today, but you can have that going. So it's transcribing as you speak and pause it when you're not speaking, but you might already have content at play if you do. So that's just something to keep in mind as another strategy. So hope that helps as well. Let me jump into the comments to see if you guys have any questions. Ooh, Yolanda said it sparked a lot of ideas. I'm ready to co-moderate. I am glad. I want to see that happen. It's time. It's time. You have a lot to give the world, Yolanda. So it's time to start co-moderating because you know your stuff. And Renee said, document better than video and images. Test it, Renee. Trust me, test it. So to create a cool document size that I find really works well, so it's that carousel document, create it using the Instagram size on Canva and then save it as a PDF and then upload it to LinkedIn. And you can put your images in there as well, especially for you. And you just test it. Let me know next week. If you do it this week to next week, let me know. I'm sure you'll be fascinated with the results because I've been doing some really good testing with documents with my clients and they're seeing the results. So it's just something to try, right? So I want to remind you guys, don't miss a post. You got to follow #JustAskShare. I think I have 300 something followers, which is great. 300 invisible followers, as Andy says. So definitely follow because, why not, right? Okay, so coming up next on Tap That App, 2Ps, I want to show you what they call Clubber.one. So this website also came from Andy because Andy's all things Clubhouse right now. It's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's awesome. So this website will allow you to search profiles on Clubhouse and you'll see them. See, this is what a profile on Clubhouse looks like. So you'll be able to actually search it. But what's interesting with profiles, let me talk to you guys for a second. When you're writing your profile, might I recommend that you write it in your notes app and then cut and paste into Clubhouse. You will see it's so much easier to do that than it is to type it in the app. But here's the nugget is when you're looking at Clubber.one, a lot of people have some really cool formatting, right? And you can't copy and paste from Clubhouse in the app. As far as you see someone's awesome profile, you can't do that. But if you see how they've done their bio, and you like how they use their emojis, you like how they use the line delineators and all that kind of stuff, go look them up and maybe borrow some ideas. Make it your own, but you can borrow. That's all I'm saying, right? So when you're searching it, you can search by, oh, and I'm not even showing you. I'm looking at like 2 different screens right now. So there we go. So let me go back. When you see cool ideas, you can borrow. So you can just search the name, clubber.one, right? And then, so that's where you can search for, if someone gives you a Clubhouse name, you can look. You can also get the link to your club or your Clubhouse, so that that link only opens up directly in the app, but that's what you can get as well. It also shows you the top 100 people on Clubhouse and what they're following is like. This is kind of irrelevant, but maybe it's nice to know. And then also you can search clubs based off of the topics. So remember when I was talking to you guys about emojis? This is a great way to kind of look to see what emojis are being connected to, let's say, education or social issues or small business clubs or health or chill vibes, advice, all that stuff. But the reason why I feel that's important is because, like I said before, emojis are searchable in Clubhouse as well. And so that might help, especially in different areas. So you want to just check it out. So again, clubber.one is the place to be. Thank you very much, Kiva, for sharing that in the comments. So Kiva's hooked you up, guys, with the actual link that you can check it out. But this should be really helpful for you guys. So I hope that helps. And that was my Tap That app with 2 B's for today. And I'm gonna guys, I really was like, I gave myself 9 minutes extra, but we're gonna blame it on my little tech issues. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But hope you liked this. Hope you found this helpful. And then of course, I'm gonna go my A's to your Q's. So if you've got questions, start typing. But in the meantime, let me remind you, as you're typing out your questions, did you know sharing is caring? You made it this far in this episode, and like I said, Martin is showing up for me. He's sharing this with anybody who has a question about Clubhouse. He did before. Hopefully he'll do it again. But I just want to remind you that sharing is caring. So share this. You can share it as a DM or you can share it in your feed, whatever's clever. But I do appreciate you so much. And I love this. Tavanda says, Cher, you're awesome. Thank you so much. And everybody who's watching right now on Facebook, it's not that I forgot about you. It's that with all the commotion, I forgot to get my other chat window going up so I could see what was going on. Forgive me. It was that kind of a hot mess sort of week. I'm going nuts with the other podcast thing, which, like I said, keep you posted on that. So coming up next, I've been talking about this for a while. I do want to do a, excuse me, I do want to do a 2021 challenge, intro video challenge. So I think I'm going to revisit that hopefully next week. We'll see. I still want to also reach out to people who are crushing it on Clubhouse who don't necessarily work in like branding or marketing. Or LinkedIn or anything like that. I want to talk. So if you know a thought leader who's crushing it, can you like DM me their name? Because I want to get people outside of like my world, my incestuous world of branding and marketing. Because the marketers who ruin everything, right? They overthink things, but with good reason. But I want to know those people who are crushing it. So like the podcasters, all that kind of stuff, all those other people who are using this app, because I want to get some advice from them to see what it's like in their world. And I'm going to put together a video on that. So not a live show, but a video on that. So that's what I'm talking about. I'll check one more time if you guys have any questions. Thank you, Martin. Martin's like, of course I will share this. And Mark Anthony Richards, hello. Thank you. And Brian said, superb Clubhouse booster shot. Speaking of the shot, can I tell you, I'm so ready for my shot right now. I know. Some people are not, and that's okay. But I'm ready. I need to travel. I need to go south of the border. I got friends to see. So, yeah, I need to do it. And Alex says I'm killing it. Thank you so much. Yes, Ricklin, I'm definitely going to reach out to her. Although she's still kind of close to our space, but not quite because of the HR space. Sean, yes, and Mario, although he's in the marketing, you know, he's like, but Mario's still crushing it. He'd been crushing it since December because I was there when he got on too. I was around the same time. So yes, definitely going to, anyways, it's stressing me out. But that means it's my time, my friends. It's my time. Reclaiming your time. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I definitely look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live. And of course, you can always catch me on the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.